Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you're all having a great day and a great start of the week. Hopefully the whole week will go off without a hitch and nicely. I don't know about you, but we are getting really nice weather here in the Northeast right now. Sun. We finally seen the sun after days and days of no sun. So again, welcome to the channel. My name is Maria, and I'm going to show you this really great tutorial on how to make these crochet gift card envelopes. And you can use these for a gift card, but if you wanted to, you could use them for other things too. And I'm sure you could think of a way to use them. You could even put candy in here if you wanted to and give it to somebody as a gift. So I'm going to show you just how easy this is. We're going to work together. If you want, you can grab your crochet hook. I have an H hook. You can grab some yarn and we can get started. I go slow so you can follow me and we can do this together. So let's start this really, really cute project. There are two things we're going to make. We're going to make this and we're going to make this. So let's see how we can move along with this. So we'll make the heart first, and then we'll make the envelope, the card holder, the candy holder. You could even make these, and if you wanted to use them as holders for gift cards for Christmas, birthdays, etc., etc. So these could be used many different ways for many different reasons, holidays and gifts. So let's get started. So I'm using, most of this yarn that I'm using is Red Heart yarn. They're nice, easy yarn. So let's get started. This is Red Heart Super Savory red yarn. So let's get started, and we're going to start the heart because after all, it's all about hearts. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a slip knot. And there is our slip knot. We're going to go slow. Like I said, I'm going to go slow, and we're going to get started. If you've never done a slip knot before, I'll do this again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, because we're doing the heart, so we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we chain 4, these are your chains. This is your working chain. Down here is your slip knot. We're going to go into the first chain that we made, and we're going to do a slip stitch. And now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work right in the middle of this. We're going to work right in the middle. And what we're going to do now is, and like I said, we're going to make 3 treble crochets because we're making a heart. So we're going to go yarn over and yarn over. So you're going to have 3 on your hook. We're going to go into the middle here, and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to make another one because we have to make 3. So we're going to yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, we're going to pull through 2. We're going to yarn over, we're going to pull through 2. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to make another one. Yarn over, go in here, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have our 3 treble crochets. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. 3 double crochets, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do 1 more. And I'm going to go slow so you can follow me. Like I said, I'm visual. I like to go slow. If you want to write it down, if you want to follow along with me, whatever you want to do. So now we made our chain 3, and we made our 3 trebles, and then we made our 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1. We're going to make another treble. And after we make that treble, we're going to chain 1 again. And I just want to mention that this is the point of your heart. So this is what we just did down here. So now after we do that, we're going to mimic the other side. So now we're going to do, but we're going to do it opposite. Before we did 3 treble and 3 double crochets, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do 3 double crochets, and then after that we're going to do 3 trebles. Our last treble, yarn over, go right in here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now once we do that, we did our 3 doubles and our 3 trebles. Say that fast. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this because I'm going to tighten that middle. So from the back, I'm just going to pull it. And it's going to tighten that right up. And see, you can see where you need to be. So now what we're going to do is, after we did our 3 double crochets, we're going to go right in the middle of this heart. And we're going to pull up a loop because, now let me show you. We're going to go right in the middle. And we're going to pull that up, and we're going to do a slip stitch. And it's going to be real tight because we're going to pull it so that so that it forms our heart. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut this in the back. I'm just going to cut, excuse me, while I want to try to get an angle on. And I'm going to cut this. And then what I'm going to do is pull this through. And I'm going to make it real tight because you want it to be tight. And there's your little heart. So now once we make our heart, and like I said, you can pull this through so that it gets nice and tight. And now we're going to work the second half of this. Because I pulled this through and it went through everything, I'm going to just cut this. And while you're there, you can pull your stitches. So if you want to pull your stitches over and just play with that a little bit so that everything looks good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the second half. I just left this here until after. I'll deal with that after. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. So our heart looks great. It's all made up. It's all pretty. And we're going to, and there it is. I just want to show you that. So that's our heart. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the gift card part or the envelope, whatever you want to call it. It looks like an envelope to me. Another slip knot. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we chained 16. And I'm going to go in there. And those are our chains. So now what we're going to do is, this is really easy. So now what we're going to do is in the second chain from the hook, right here, we're going to make a single crochet. And we're going to single crochet in every chain across. Excuse my hands are really dry. I put on lotion just before I started this, and so my hands look really bad because they're so dry. So we're gonna just do single crochets right across. I'm going to pull out a little bit, and we'll just do our single crochets right to the end. Now I want to mention that you started with 16 chains and you're going to end with 15. So throughout this project of the gift card holder, you're going to be working 15 stitches, 15 chains. So now when you get to the end, and this is what it looks like, you're going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work around, and you're going to go into that very first stitch and make a single crochet. And you're going to single crochet right across. You're going to make 20 rows of single crochets. 20 rows. So if you want to keep score, you can write it down. If you have a stitch, something stitched, so you can count your stitches, a stitch counter, do that. Or write it down at the end of every row. Mark it as the, row 1. This is row 2. And we're going to just keep going along until we do 20 rows. And again, when you get to the end, and don't miss that last, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And at the end of every row, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. Now what's going to happen is when you get your 20 rows, it's going to look like this. And this is the body of our envelope or gift card. And again, we have 20 rows. So I wanted to do this in parts so that we could follow together and you could follow me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain one, and you can turn your work. That chain one counts as nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a decrease in row 21, because that decrease is important so that we can get to this portion of our envelope or our gift card. So we're going to go into the first stitch and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to go into the second stitch. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through 2. Now in the next stitch, or should I say the next 11 stitches, we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we have 2 stitches left. We're going to do another decrease. So we're going to go in here. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to go in here in the next stitch. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through twice, all 3, but so we bring these 2 stitches together. Chain 1 and we're going to turn around. Now we're going to go into this. We're going to do row 22. We're going to do another decrease. So we're going to go in here, pull up a loop, in here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to do the next 9 are going to be single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now the last 2, we're going to do a double crochet decrease. So we're going to go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3. Chain 1. We're going to turn it around. Again, we're going to go into our first stitch, okay, and we're going to do a decrease again. We're going to pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to do 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have 2 stitches left. We're going to go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over. We're going to pull through all 3 of these. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're going to do another decrease. We're going to go in here and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over. We're going to pull through 3. I like to go slow so you can follow on visual. Now we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go into the last 2 stitches, go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 1. Going to turn it around again. See how you're getting this? So now we're going to do another decrease. Go in, pull up a loop, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Now you're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do another decrease at the end. So we're going to go in, pull up a loop, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 1, turn your work around. Now we are in row 26. We're going to do another decrease. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. In the next one, you're going to do only 1 single crochet. Now you're going to do a decrease. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Now you're going to go to row 27. Chain 1, counts as nothing, turn your work around. You're going to make a decrease. Go into the first one, pull up a loop. The second one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. In this last stitch, you're going to make a single crochet. You're going to chain 1. And in this last 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease. So you're going to go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one and the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. And you're done with your point of your envelope or your gift card. And now we're going to just trim this. We're going to cut this away. And we're going to close. And we're going to weave that in afterwards. So this is what we've done. We've done this whole thing, but we finished off this portion. So once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to fold that in half. And if you want to, you can get a gift card or any kind of, a card that's like, and you can fold it over to see if you fold it enough so that it will fit. So that's what you're going to do next. You're just going to fold it over. Now you can do one of 2 things. You can crochet the sides closed, or you can get some yarn, which I'm going to do, and you can close it up by sewing it. I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to get my trusty little needle, or should I say big needle actually, and I'm going to thread it because I love threading these. If you know me, you know that It's the only thing I can thread with one. If I fail to thread this, it's because I must be really tired. So we're going to just make a little knot at the end. My knot was a little small, so I'm just going to do it again. Now we're going to crochet, I should say. Now that we've crocheted this, we're going to flip this over just to make sure. And we're going to sew the sides up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top and make sure that you pick up enough of yarn so that you don't have anything that doesn't look like it's, and I'm going to sew this closed. And what I'm going to do also is that end of that where I did the knot, I'm going to sew it into that so that it closes right up and it closes right in there so that it's nice and secure. And I'm going to just sew this all the way up the sides, and make sure that you do it so that you can make sure that it's you know, sewed up well so that there's no holes in it or anything. So you want to make sure of that too. If you want to use two strands, you can, but I do one because I find the two a bit bulky. So if you go in and out of this, you can do it fairly easy and fairly fast, and that's what I do. So I'm going to go up the side, and if you don't want to watch me do this, you can pull this video forward, that's fine. But I'm just going to go up the sides and grab this nicely so that it closes up the sides. I go right to the end. I want to make sure that it's secured. And then what I do is I go in with my needle one more time. I just go in here, and then I make sure that it's, and then what I'll do is I'll drive this through here. I kind of weave it in now. And then I'll cut this. Now I'll do my other side, and I make sure that it's even. And I'll make my knot again naturally. These are so cute. I just love these. And I said, this can be used. This is for Valentine's Day, but you can do this all year long. If you wanted to give a gift card and or a little treat in these, you can. And if you wanted, like I said, to do a gift card, these are so cute. And if somebody wanted to use them after for something else, why not? I mean, I'm sure there's different things you can use these with for. So you just have to. And like I said, I weave that in, that little knot in, so that you can't even, you don't have to say, oh, I see that knot. I weave it right in when I'm sewing the side of this. I'm going to take that. And we'll just keep going up the side. And weaving. There. And see how you just brought that in? That's the knot. The knot's in there. You don't even know it's there. that you from your needle. It's like, okay, so that's weaved in, and you do just go right across, and we'll just weave it in, weave that in, and we just go up the sides, close up our sides. And you don't want to make it so bulky that, you know, that's why I said just use one strand. You don't want to make it so that it's bulky. Just enough to close it up. Looks good. I went through my yarns and I said, oh, okay, my trusty yarn with the glitter. I've got to get my hands on some more of this stuff in different colors because I really do like to use this type of yarn on certain projects for certain times of the year. I said, oh, I got to get myself some more of this in different colors. And they're not always easy to get your hands on. So if anybody knows of a place where you've seen it, where you've shopped, and let me know. Shoot me a little message in the comments section. So now I'm going to just finish this off. And like I said, I'm going to go right in here and do my knot so that and tighten it right up. And then I bring my needle right in through here. So this kind of closes it up. I'll bring my needle right in here. You can bring it in as far as you want. You don't have to bring it up too far. Just sew enough. And then what I'm going to do is just cut that. That's basically you've weaved in your ends. And while I'm at it, because that's all set, I'm going to get this. And I'm going to weave in this end. And get that out of the way. Which I should have actually done first because it would have made it a lot less cumbersome when I was doing that. So if you want to weave in that end first, I suggest you do that because quite frankly, I did it with my other ones that I've done. I just let it get past me, but weave in that end first so that it's not dangling in your face the whole time you're trying to sew this together. And I'm just going to cut that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this. Now, there's no right side and wrong side to this, but I'm going to just turn this because that's the side that I sewed. So, and another thing that I want to do is I want to get this end sewn in too. And then what I'll do is I'll get this end sewn in as well. And if you want, you can get that done too. And because it's so short, I'm just going to weave my needle through and then put this through. And sometimes these yarns can fray because of so I'm just going to cut this a little bit just to make it easier. Because sometimes these yarns fray, and just get it through here. And I'm going to just cut that. And here is the cute little envelope, or whatever you want to call it, whether you want to call it an envelope, whatever you want to call it. We're going to just cut this because it's still, whatever you want to call it. You can call it a gift card holder, an envelope, whatever you want. Now what's going to happen is we're going to do the last step. And the last step is the heart. So I place the heart here. You're just going to do an eye view of saying, Okay, I want it here. Could you put it on the back? Yes. But I'm going to put it on here because when I give the gift card, it's going to be, you can either leave it open or you can close it like this and give it as a card. So I wanted you to see that. That's what it looks like. So now what I did was, the reason why I left this is because I wanted that to be my guide. So what I'm going to do is just go in here, and I wanted it to be my guide for when I put this through. And that's my guide. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of my red, and I'm going to sew this to that. So I'm going to, again, thread my needle. And like I said, you can give these any time of the year, any time of the year you want. It doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day, but gosh, it's awful cute for Valentine's Day. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the back, and I'm going to leave that there because I want that to be my guide. And I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to put my needle through, and I'm going to sew along here. So now, and I'm going to go along because I want to tack this heart to that. So you can do one of two things. If you don't want it to show, you don't have to, or it really doesn't matter because that's going to be your inside. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to just start tacking this heart, and I'll sew it. And like I said, you're going to figure out where you want to place it. You may not want to place it in the middle. You may want to place it to the side. That's up to you. And I'm just going to sew along just so that I can tack this. And I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to keep tacking the heart. And you find the spot that you think is good. And you're not even going to see these stitches as you go along. I think the best place to go along is probably along there once you get going. And you just go in, and you can weave in and out. And you make sure you don't tack the two together, the back and the front, of course. And you can put your hand right in there so that doesn't happen, in case you're afraid that it might. And you don't have to do short, you can go right along. And you're going to go right along. And you're going to make sure that you grab it, because that can happen too. You might not be able, you might not grab all that you want. So you want to make sure you can kind of lift it just to make sure you've grabbed everything that you need to grab. And I can see that we have. So we go right along, and we're doing good. We're almost at the end. And sometimes it can be hard because of the stitches, because you've got to go through not only the card stitch, but you have to also go through the heart. And we're going right along. And now we're back when we need to be in the middle of the heart. I'm going to just pull that through. And if you see that that's a little bit, you can still go back in there. And you can just tamp it down a bit so that you know that it's in place. And then our final stitch. And that's perfect. And now what we're going to do, and you can hardly see the inside, you can hardly see where you've stitched it. So now I'm going to find a spot where I can get this in. And I'm going to just kind of do a little securing so that it doesn't come apart. So I'll do that. Sorry. Excuse me if I went off camera. Sometimes you get so engrossed in what you're doing that it's easy to lose track. So what I'm going to do is just go in here. And I'll go in here. And you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. And I leave this a little, so I'm going to go right through. And now I'm going to cut this end, but I'm going to cut it a little long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the part where I brought the heart in and the end of where I just finished sewing. I'm going to knot that together. And I'm going to knot it again, tie it again. And then what I'm going to do is you can either weave that or you can cut it. I'm going to cut it because I know I've made it tight enough. And there is your little card holder, Valentine card holder. And like I said, you can, if you put something in it, you can give it like that. You could put something on that to hang it, or you could put the card or say candy in there and fold that in and give it like that, or you could give it like this. But these are adorable and they are so, so cute. They really are. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the Valentine Gift heart. So again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you. I want to thank you for being here today. There's going to be a lot more tutorials to come in regards to Valentine, and I've got other holiday ones coming as well. So please, again, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. Hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the Valentine gift card project. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.